March is almost over, which means I have less than a month left of school. I got some money for a scholarship to go to London, which I am definitely going to, so yes! Another up, Cosmos has started. I've sadly only seen the first 2 episodes. I'm a bit behind because usually Sunday night at 8 is my homework time, but I absolutely love it so far. Over spring break I got to visit some people, which was fun. I talked with my old math teacher for a while. I got to talk with my small group leader Therese, and me and my mom actually went out for a Chinese buffet with my 4th grade teacher, who's basically a family friend at this point. And we talked and it was awesome. On the downside, we've really only had one nice day so far this month. And I thought for sure things were getting warmer, spring was coming. You know, I had a jacket off, I had flip-flops on, short sleeves, was able to wear my capris. Within the rest of that week, snow. I was also unable to see Fiona over break, which I wanted to, but schedules just don't work out. But another up is we've had some fairly good comedians at Hanson lately. My favorite right now is Sammy Obeid. If you haven't heard of him, he's very, very good. I definitely enjoyed him. I also ran sound and sort of stage managed for our undercover concert, which is sort of like a battle of the bands, a couple of different bands that compete, and someone gets a trophy, which is a Guitar Hero guitar spray painted gold, but it's just kind of good fun. It was fun, very stressful, and I wanted to move our tech stuff up to the balcony, but I got overridden and we were down on the floor, and we didn't get to use our cool headsets either. Also, my sisters had spring break a week after me, so sadly while I was here, they were in Florida, and it was okay because it kind of balanced out because I was there over winter break when they were home in the snow, but they did get to go to Daytona Beach. I'm sad, I wanted to go to Daytona Beach. They went to the beach part, but the raceway is more important. And they also got to see my friend Becky and have breakfast with her, and I didn't. Earlier this month, there was an IWU Council for Women, and it was an interesting summit thing. I didn't super enjoy it, but we did have brunch one morning with some women alumni from our school that had gone on and done things and came back, and I was talking with one woman, and she had retired a couple years ago and she hadn't been back to campus for a while, and so after breakfast I offered to take her on a tour of one of our newest classroom buildings, and we talked for a while, and it's good fun to hear from someone that had been here a long time ago, and some good conversation. That was fun. I also over spring break went back and visited my tech crew at my high school, and it's definitely great when you can walk into some place and people don't question your presence there. I walked into the auditorium and Dean was already at the soundboard. I was like, "Hey Dean." He's like, "Hey Jennifer." I went back down to what he was doing and then looked up and went, "Wait, you don't go here anymore." And it's just fun that they kind of just like expect me to be there. And it wasn't just him, there's a couple other people too, so it wasn't just him being forgetful. It was just like, "Oh hey Jennifer, wait, hang on. You're in college now." So it feels good to have a place that people expect you to be and that you belong in. Also, at our student center, there was this thing that I was working in. It was called Vagina Monologues, and I was kind of confused, and I was like, I don't know what this is. But it turns out it was really crazy awesome. There's something like some survey that they had asked women questions about their vagina and things that they wouldn't normally like talk about with people. And based on these answers, they had come up with some poems, some dramatic stories. Like they were real stories, but told in a like dramatic fashion. You know, like not quite like stand-up, but like no, you don't know, like slam poetry, sort of. It had that presentation, or like mini one-person plays, and they were really good. Like some of them were touching, insightful, hilarious. It was good fun, and really, I'm definitely glad that I said I'd work that, because I think I'm gonna go each year now. Also, London's getting closer. We had our orientation pre-departure meeting, and It was really dull, but it's getting closer. I'm just really excited and starting to plan trips, and I've already planned with my aunt that even though the program ends this date, we're going to stay a little bit longer, and probably for my birthday, and it's going to be awesome. Earlier this month was National Poetry Day, and the way that our school enjoys celebrating that, or not necessarily the entire school, but my Latin teacher and a couple of the other ancient history teachers, is that we had Virgilpalooza, and we traded off people reading from Virgil's Aeneid from 8 in the morning to like 6 p.m., just non-stop reading through the books. And while I didn't read, there was also food. It was good food, and I sat and listened to people read. It was good. There were some people that were more just, they were just reading, whether it was English, Latin, some people read in Spanish. But then there was some of the teachers. Like my professor, she read in English because she could be more dramatic in English and we'd understand what she was saying. Be dramatic and acting things out, and if there was a sword, she grabbed her fake sword and was brandishing it around. And we also had a German professor read, and the translation we had gotten was in some like old German form, so she read in that, but also had a lot of fun being really dramatic and, getting really into it, and couldn't understand a word of it, but it was really fun to watch. But aside from that, there was also some great cookies. We had some coloring sheets. Definitely the highlight was the Legos. Sarah and I had a bit of fun with the Legos. There's already a temple built and a couple little Lego people. And then we just went rooting through the bin. And then finding fandom things. I think I'll put some pictures over there here. We had a King Arthur. We found a red bandana. Apparently it's supposed to be more like a bandit's bandana, but we decided that it was Merlin's red neckerchief. So we put him on the steps behind Arthur and gave him a book of magic too. We had some mer people. We had a couple extra heads. So we had one Lego guy that had a couple heads. We decided that he did something to piss off the Roman gods and cursed them with something. We had some cowboys, some cowgirls. We had Geordi from Star Trek. We had a couple Lord of the Rings characters. We definitely had Elrond and Arwen. There was one of the ones that was slightly ticking me off was, one person had a dwarvish helmet like Gimli's, but a bow. I guess I get that Keely was an archer, but Keely didn't really wear like the big battle helmet, so I don't know. Somebody else had an axe. We had one guy that we couldn't find a set of legs, so we attached him to some wheels and then gave him a wheelbarrow with like a race car track front thing, so we decided he races in the Paralympics. We had Hermione. We had somebody else on a broom that was off exploring the top of the temple. We had an eternal flame on the temple. We had a guy that has a satellite dish on his head. Just so much more. I don't think we heard any of the story that was going on at that point. I don't know if they were reading in English or not, but it was hilarious. It was so much fun. That was my highlight of the month. Next month, I'm definitely looking forward to Chile. So next month's video might not be up actually at the end of the month, but I will try as hard as I can to film it near the end of the month. So until next time, I hope you're having an awesome day.